What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday. Week is almost over. What's up, everybody? It looks like we got Chubby and Brandon in here. That's pretty cool. I'm going to get right into it. Last night we mined Orbit Coin. It's a NeoScript. I wasn't live last night because, you know, I went trick-or-treating with my kid and all that stuff. Actually, I had to go pick him up from trick-or-treating. But I did do the show, you know, kind of like it was live. It wasn't really live, but you know what I mean. It's but we mined Orbit Coin, and it's a NeoScript algorithm coin. Successfully did it. I think we had some time left at the end, if I remember right. I think it was like a 30-minute show. So basically, let me get off of here. Turn that off. All right. So I got some recommendations from some of the viewers that were saying that, you know, maybe I can not do the random thing actually live, you know, and go ahead and pick a coin randomly, and then that way I can kind of research it a little bit. And actually tonight it worked out great because the first two random numbers that we picked were awful. One of them was like a total scam coin, and the other one was an abandoned project that didn't even have a pool or anything. So it would have been like a little bit of a disaster as far as that goes. So it was kind of cool that, you know, it kind of worked out that way. But I was going to show you, let's see here, what I did. That's not going to work the way I want it to. But anyway, I'll let this go. Is that going to work? Can y'all see that? All right. Yeah, all right. It is showing you. All right, cool. So what was weird though is the first time I ran the random number 2 through 155, it came up with 155, and that was the second time that it had done that. Before previous to that, it was 2 through 256, or I'm sorry, 156, and it came up with 156. So I was like, that's not really random to me. That seems like it's not very random. So I redid it again, and I came up with, what, 139 or something like that. And it ended up being a coin called TUN. Initially, I was thinking that it was going to be like another scam coin or something. But it ends up that it's not terrible. But let's see here. I probably wouldn't touch this coin. I wouldn't spend a single hash on this coin. And you'll see why. Basically, if you go to their, here's just to prove that it was 139, and then over here, 139, you know, TUN. It is a NeoScript coin. Now, if you go to their announcement thread in Bitcoin Talk, I mean, right off the bat, there are lots of problems with this, okay? Because it did come out like earlier in the year. But I hate stuff like this. I hate misspellings on announcements and things like that, and just weird English, you know what I mean? Yeah, so there's all kinds of problems with this. As far as this initial announcement, there's misspellings, there's, you know, weird phrasing and terminology and things like that. Just immediately would turn me off of even you know, nowhere near this coin would I get. So I did do a little bit more research, and I mean, they've got, you know, their website is, it looks okay initially, but I mean, it's got some random stock photo back here. I mean, what does that got to do with crypto? What in the back there? What is this, you know? So, but if you keep going, I mean, there's a little bit. It is a masternode. That's another thing that kind of turns me off about it, because it goes right into the masternode thing. But I figured we would go ahead and use it as the random coin, and it was random. So But again, the first two were not good. Let me show you what they were. They were Zymera, which was a Zevin algorithm, and Zoin. This one I thought was going to be okay, but as I got into it in the Bitcoin talk, it was rebranded to Noir, and then there was all kinds of crazy talk in the Bitcoin talk thread, announcement thread, and I couldn't do it. It was too much of a scammy kind of feel to it, so I just let it go and redid another one and came up with TUN. So I already documented most everything as far as what we would normally document. So I got a little bit of a jump start on it. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not going to interact with the stream yet until we get like mining or the chat. I'll go ahead and get mining, and then we can I'll get in the chat. So let's see here. I already downloaded the wallet. So one of the first things you always have to get is a receiving address from the wallet. So I'll go over here, and I haven't even unzipped it or anything. So I'll just go ahead and go through all this. It is a QT wallet, though. I did put that in the document over here. Yeah, it said QT right there. All right. You always get that warning, because Defender is always going to see it as a problem, because it's got to go out through the ports and talk on the network and all that stuff. So, and we'll just use the default because I'm going to get rid of this right away. Let it through the firewall and go to receive. Always immediately give it a mining label. Request payment. So boom, now we have an address to mine to. So I already determined which miners we were going to use as well and the pool and everything. So I already kind of did a little bit of homework on that. Pre-work, I guess you could say. If you look at the mining pools, this was Pool Explorer. There's one worker out there. Now, I don't know what this means. Maybe someone can tell me. There's all these blocks on these other pools, but there's no miners or no workers on it. I don't know what that means exactly. Maybe they're just off of the pool right now. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, and I'll catch up in a little bit. Oh, y'all are at... Oh, you only got sound? Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Why is it doing that? Alright, y'all see me, right? There we go. Is that better? Is it back? Man, I'm sorry about that. I gotta keep a better eye on my little screen over here. Sorry about that. Alright, so I was rambling on there for a minute. But basically, if you look at the pool, you can see that there's only one worker. This was Pool Explorer actually. So there's out of all the pools that this coin is actually on, there's only one worker out there. And what I was asking was if anyone knows what this means whenever there's no workers but there's blocks hit on the pool. I don't know. It seems like a strange thing there. All right, so I'm good now, right? I'm looking at what I'm streaming there. It looks good to me. Let me know. I'll glance over there in a minute. But let's get into yeah. So I already looked at the miners. This is. Let me show you this so that you know what you were missing whenever I was blank screen there. Yeah, I don't have my my webcam on. I'm just showing you the desktop. Alright, so for AMD we're going to use the SG miner, and for NVIDIA we'll use CC miner, this version here. So let's go ahead and do, we'll do the AMD first, just to see if we can get up get it up and running. Let's go ahead and get our address in here. Today's a pretty big day for RandomCoin, huh? I still haven't got the assets. It's not enabled yet. Did I copy that? I downloaded the new RandomCoin wallet, but it still doesn't have assets capability. All right. Let's head over to Simple Mining. Group config. You said SGMiner, right? For AMD. I think there was one. Yeah, this one's, see, this one specifies NeoScript. I would imagine that all of them would do it, but we're going to choose that one just because it absolutely says NeoScript on it. Anybody see any problems with that one? This is always so small. I always complain about it, but it is super small. Alright, so we'll add that, and then we'll head over to rig list. And this is the, oh, I didn't show my hardware. So here's the rig that we're messing with right now, or that we're going to assign this miner and coin to mine with. It's just a 11 GPU rig, 9 580s, 2 570s, the Armor Mark IIs. Super nice cards in my opinion. Alright, so group config, TUN, NeoScript, AMD. I probably don't have that miner on this rig, so I'm going to go ahead and reboot. Let me bring up my, I wonder if this is going to work here. Let's see. Webcam. Alright. Alright, so let me switch this. Oh, that was on the right one. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Shelby, I can post the like the miner option string if you want. I can post it in the description. I thought about doing that before, but not everybody needs to see that, I guess, but it probably would be a little bit helpful. But I would not recommend mining this particular coin. I would not spend, like I said, not one hash would go towards this coin. But it's still fun, to mine random stuff, And it also helps because, if you run into a coin that's NeoScript that you do want to mine, then this will help like configure it, in simple mining. I know I'll stick to simple mining. It's clearly my favorite. So far we haven't had to change it and go and get like just a Windows miner or anything like that, but so far every coin that we've come up with on that list, I mean, I did kind of target the algorithms that you can mine with simple mining, although I was messing with unsupported miners in simple mining like the X22i for Suka, and then there was what was the web chain, that's a kryptonite web chain algorithm. I got the Suka X22 working on X22i working on simple mining, but I don't think I ever got the web chain one to actually work. It looked like it worked, but it was never hashing anything. But it wasn't throwing any errors, but it just wasn't doing much. So, all right, so we got an error here. Let's see what happened here. All right, I have not seen that one before. Address offset exceeds variable size. So this is where I go to y'all, and y'all tell me how to fix this. Let's see. I have not seen that error before, so I don't know. Any ideas? Address offset exceeds variable size. Sounds like a configuration inside of the miner. I don't know if maybe there's some files in there that you're supposed to modify or something. Nobody? You want to try the? Let's try NVIDIA, just to see what we come up with there. See if it comes up with the same thing. We'll grab the address too here in a second. Let's see here. This was CCMiner, right? And we're going to use TP-Rubo. I don't know if that's how you say that or not. CCMiner. And we went down to this one right here. All right. We need our wallet address in there. Let's grab that. You know what? I did add this to the end, but usually that password and then the coin, usually that doesn't have any effect on it. I can't imagine that that would mess it up like it was. Let's see. All right, so we'll go over here to our NVIDIA rig. Throw that on TUN. Reboot it. See what that does. Let me switch this over. See, I was mining Aeon there, so I'm still just a little bit sick too. Got a really bad cough. I'm surprised I haven't coughed yet. Keeping it down. Yeah, you like that? It's pretty cool. I'm digging it. Bring this up here. NVIDIA. All right, Yashnik, are those pretty good hash rates there, souls per second? For some 10 series cards, does that look pretty decent? Let me know. I don't mess with the overclocks too much. I try to keep it, you know, the power down on it, so electricity is killing. Did anybody say anything about the RandomCoin assets or anything? Oh, I've got their 10 series. You know, I got two 1070s, two 1070 Ti's, and two 1080s in this rig right here. Now you can't really see it, but I think it was, you know, in the 200s, low 200s, I think, each card. Alright, so far, that looks alright. You know, I wonder, mining NeoScript on an AMD, maybe I need to use a specific miner for that. I went to the mining pool and stuff like that, and I saw where they were talking about, you know, using AMD, but you know, yeah, see right here. I don't know. I don't know. You know, it can't be that this is for all of these, right? So it's probably, I probably just need to use the right miner, and it might be tough to find one that will work with this particular coin and the algorithm together. So um, might have to stick with NVIDIA if you're going to be mining TUN, which I don't recommend, because it seems to be not a good not a good coin at all. You know, it talked about master nodes. I was going to go through a little bit more. It's got the profit sharing. Um, it seems like if you look at, I don't know if it's on here or not. There was something on here that made me think. You know, it's one of those diagrams that shows like, hey, you give us a little bit of money, you lock it up, and the profits are huge. You know, it's like one of those 50% or whatever. You know, and it just total turn off for me. You know, stuff like that just drives me nuts. So I would not recommend mining this, even though we are I think we're the only one of two rigs that are on here actually doing it. So let's see. So we are actually successfully doing it, so that's good. Has anybody messed with, I'm going to close this and reassign that rig back to Aeon. This one I'm going to put back on, what did I have that one on? Loki. Alright, so now I'm back to good. I'm really interested in this, the RandomCoin assets. You know, I had some coins in here before. I don't know what happened to the testnet. This is a testnet wallet. I think I had like a few million in here, and I know I updated the wallet and it probably just overwrote the old one. That's probably the way the testnet works, but the assets feature, I was going to kind of go through it because it's really cool. I was going to kind of go through it here, you know, now, but I can't because I can't buy an asset because I don't have any coins in here, any Raven in here. I am trying to mine. I've got my CPU mining right now, and I should have, man, before the first time I did it, it fired up fast, and I was getting all kinds of Raven, you know, on the testnet, of course. I think I want to say I had like 100,000 or something. But I was trying to get this done so that maybe we could go through, walk through setting up an asset or something, but that's not going to work because I can't buy an asset. An asset costs 500 Raven. And then I actually kind of saw this coming, and I actually mentioned it in my how to mine RandomCoin video, because in their white paper, all I remember seeing was the main asset, and it was talking about the assets in general. And it did mention unique assets, but I even said sub asset in the video. And sure enough, you know, here it is. So the only two I think that they specified in the white paper, like I was saying, was the main asset was 500 Raven, and then unique assets were 5 Raven. And then in between there, though, is 100. So you can, for the sub asset, so you can make a main asset, you know, you can kind of look at it like a company. Okay, so you can make a main asset company, and then a sub company or subcontractor, or however you want to look at it. You could have a sub asset with that name, and then unique assets, you know, for the different things inside there. The example that I gave was if you had a GPU hosting business. So you could create a main asset for the overarching business name, right? And then in this case you could do sub assets, but I went straight to unique. So let's say that you host GPUs for individuals. They buy the GPU, or they just get you to buy it and then you host it on the rig. Well, if they have a Raven wallet or Raven address, then you could send them their asset, right? And they would then own the asset. Then and you could include like the GPU's serial number, and maybe I've just recently found out you could put a picture in there, you could put a PDF, you can put all kinds of stuff inside of there, and you can use the JSON metadata hash right here to do that. So it's super cool. So you could literally say, okay, this is your GPU, this is a picture of it, this is the serial number, make, model, serial number, and all that stuff. Then because the rig, you might have 7 different people. Let's say you have a 7 GPU rig. You might have 7 different people, 7 different owners of that rig. And if each one of them have their particular token, their particular asset assigned to them, then you could, whatever you mined, whatever the profit was, you could distribute that using that token and that Raven address. So you could send them their profits, right, each month or whatever, however you set it up. That's just like one super basic, just right off the top of my head, kind of example of what you could use this for. What the Raven, I don't want to call them founders because there really are no founders, but they started it, right? They're Bruce Fenton and Tron Black and those guys. They are telling people, listen, don't put anything too important on here yet. Let's get some examples. Let's get some things up and running. I think it's going to go into games and things like that initially, for like almost like a proof of concept kind of situation, so that we can understand, everybody can understand how the assets actually work, right? But I think it's super cool. Yeah, I don't know. I am totally rambling here. So anyway, let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, Crypto Bridge. Okay, decentralized exchange. Yeah, there's lots of decentralized exchanges going to be popping up. That's for sure. All right, I'll look at that. Let's see. It's almost BrandonCoin time, so that's cool. I will probably see you guys over there. So far, man, we are on kind of a really good roll. Although I think the last 2 nights it's been NeoScript, and those are typically kind of easy sometimes. But I do want to look at the AMD thing to see if there's a specific miner. I'm pretty sure I want to say that I've mined NeoScript on AMD before, but I'll have to check into that. Yeah, so we're on a pretty good roll. We haven't gotten stumbled up too much, and I don't know if this. Let me know, in the comments if you like this format better, like where I go ahead and pick the random coin ahead of time. Because like I was saying in the beginning, it would have been kind of a disaster this time because the first 2 that the randomly generated ones were not good. We wouldn't have been able to mine them, so we would have been like trying to catch up. But anyway, it's 1 minute till BrandonCoin. I will see y'all tomorrow night, 9:30. And thanks for watching.